1837, in the United States of America, there was an economic crash. Lots and lots of people lost their jobs. And these were the days, of course, before unemployment benefits. And so they were quite literally without any income, without any food, quite devoid of hope. But at this time, there were mountain men. Now, mountain men had hunted for pelts. They'd hunted all the beavers in the Appalachian Mountains to extinction. And they had to head west to hunt for beaver pelts in the Rocky Mountains. And then they went on to the Cascade Mountains and Sierra Nevadas. And these mountain men saw the beautiful west coast. And there was fertile land. There were trees full of oranges. There were rivers full of fish. And when the mountain men came with their pelts back and met up with traders from the east, they told them these stories. So these unemployed people, hearing these tales of this beautiful land out west, decided that they might as well give it a go. They had quite literally nothing to lose. This was also combined with the increasing, the popular idea of manifest destiny. The United States of America at the time, which is just on the east coast, there's increasing belief that it was the destiny of the people of the United States to take over the whole of the continent of North America, and this was what God would want them to do, and bring civilization across to the west coast. There was also this sense amongst Americans of wanting adventure as well, combined with how cold it was in the east, and for some Americans it was becoming too crowded. You know, their farm, especially in this area called the Near West, you know, their farm might be, 3 miles away from the nearest farm, far too close, far too overcrowded, so they wanted a fresh start. And so these pioneers, as they were called, they would meet up in these towns close to the permanent Indian frontier, like Independence and St. Louis, and there they would collect the resources they needed. They maybe might buy one of the wagons that they would travel across on, purchase the oxen to pull the wagons, make sure they got all the grease for all the pots and pans, and they'd wait for other families to turn up, and then they'd pool their resources to hire a guide, usually a mountain man, to take them on a dangerous journey across the plains. Now, when they crossed the plains, they would set off as a group, and this is one of the ways that they try to survive on their journeys, to travel as a group with lots of different skills in their group to overcome the problems they faced. And one of the problems they would face on their journey across on the trails would of course be the rivers, and the rivers, especially in the rainy season, would flood, and wagons and supplies could be swept away downstream. Another problem they'd face, of course, were the Native Americans, who might not like them disturbing the hunting grounds of their buffalo, who might have had negative experience of previous travellers across the plains, and who could come hostile. They also faced the difficulty of the Rocky Mountains, getting their wagons over the mountains, and then on the other side, of course, we have deserts here, which would have been very difficult to cross. Dehydration problems with getting food. Again, if they're going up to Oregon, they have the Cascade Mountains to cross, and then the Sierra Nevadas. So the journey itself was very treacherous and very hazardous. But when they made it, they began to set up successful communities in Oregon and in California. There are three main examples of groups of travellers that it is good to know about. First of all, you've got Amelia Stewart Knight, whose party was attacked by Indians, and they managed to form a ring in order to protect themselves, a ring of the wagons. And they were also attacked by Digger Indians further along, and but they managed to make it to the west. The second group is the Cigar Party, where the two parents died of camp fever, another danger on the journey, lots of people living in close proximity, unhygienic conditions. Probably camp fever was typhus caused by the lice. When the parents died, the daughter got her leg trapped under the wheels of a wagon and broke it. But they managed to make it west, and the children were adopted by missionaries who were trying to convert the Native Americans to Christianity. The third party parties, the Donner Party, who were going to California, and they got caught in the Sierra Nevadas during winter, and whilst one of the groups was sent to find help, and they had to resort to cannibalism. But when they did finally manage to get help and came back to rescue the rest of the party, they had resorted to cannibalism as well.